Okay, let's get started. Now that Cypress Bay Model United Nations' first ever virtual conference is finished, I want to give a couple updates about what we accomplished this weekend in this innovative, groundbreaking format, the first of its kind, which has directly resulted from the cancellation of several Model United Nations conferences due to the coronavirus outbreak. I'm eternally grateful for everyone who helped out and made this a possibility, for all the delegates who participated, and my entire crisis secretariat. So without further ado, I declare this final crisis update ready to be viewed. This outbreak has affected the Model UN community in so many ways. All across the planet, delegates have had their conferences canceled. For Model UN delegates, social distancing is the opposite of our extroverted desire to meet new friends and form connections in our committees. We were lucky to invite delegates from all over the world, from countries such as Romania, Turkey, the United Kingdom, and India, and from right here in South Florida to this conference, so that we could break the isolation many of us feel and unite with what all Model UN delegates have in common: a desire to save the world. Our committee, appropriately, saw delegates fill the roles of members of the White House Coronavirus Task Force. Right now, as officials fight to contain the pandemic and protect civilians, delegates got to step into their shoes and propose solutions to the virus while learning about American economic and healthcare policy, as well as navigating the politics of the Trump administration. Delegates passed a variety of solutions in directive form, such as ordering American companies to produce ventilators and hospital equipment, preparing contingency plans across the United States, establishing a merchant marine and air force, coordinating the dissemination of factual information about the pandemic to the American people, restoring educational opportunities to American students displaced by the coronavirus, and discovering the vaccine with help from the international community before time ran out. Of course, in the world we live in, our delegates had some significant obstacles that they had to overcome. As delegates began their journey as members of the White House Task Force, they reacted first to the spread of the virus in Washington state. As the virus spread, Mexico closed the border with the United States out of fear of a refugee crisis at the border. As delegates negotiated with Mexico, they received an offer from Bill Nye, the science guy, proposing collaboration to find the vaccine. When delegates questioned the scientific credibility of Bill Nye, they chose instead to work with Chancellor Angela Merkel and the German pharmaceutical company Madrigal. Germany became America's last hope, as EU President Donald Tusk announced that the EU would suspend trade of medical supplies with America to focus on the crisis in Italy. As the delegates raced to find the vaccine, the mission became even more important, as first daughter Ivanka Trump became ill with the coronavirus. The task force was faced with destruction as scandals began to emerge, culminating in the firing of Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin, who was revealed to be covering up the insider trading of pigeons and eagles with taxpayer dollars. This would not be the last the task force would see of Mnuchin. After leaving in disgrace, Mnuchin revealed to the American people that President Trump, just months after the end of the impeachment trial, had conducted a second illicit phone call, this time with the Prime Minister of Denmark, to purchase Greenland using Treasury money. Trump was exposed to have spent $1 billion on Greenland, plunging the American economy into chaos and drastically increasing America's debt. Delegates were now faced with saving the American economy from recession due to the pandemic panic, and they chose to offer every American a tax break, supporting small business and economically exploiting Greenland, the 51st state of America. As #GreenlandGate continued to unfold, ex-Secretary Mnuchin announced his bid for the White House in 2020, challenging President Trump in a heated presidential run. Director of the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases Anthony Fauci, Deputy Secretary of State Stephen Biegun, and UN Ambassador Kelly Craft successfully discovered the vaccine and hosted a press conference to answer the American people's questions about how the vaccine would be distributed as the pandemic began to come to an end. America and the world began to distribute the vaccine, and the world was saved from the scourge of coronavirus as the task force united to put scientific progress over partisan disagreement. When a sudden crisis emerged, as Jamaica held a cruise ship of Americans infected by the coronavirus stranded at sea, the delegates sent the vaccine and restored the ship to the port of Miami, healing the last victims of COVID-19. as President Trump headed into the 2020 election disgraced by #Greenlandgate and a stunning betrayal by Press Secretary Grisham, which led to President Trump losing his re-election bid to Steven Mnuchin. As America heads into a post-pandemic era under President Mnuchin and Trump flees to the Trump Tower in Greenland, the world is safe from coronavirus thanks to the efforts of this dedicated task force, and President Trump will continue to tweet and make TikToks.
Hi guys, my name is Andrea. I was your feedback coordinator for this conference. My favorite part about this meeting was being able to meet all of you guys for the first time and have you participate in our first ever e-conference. Thank you to all the delegates who participated, and I hope to see you soon.
Hi guys, my name is Laura. I was your crisis staff this weekend for the conference. I am really happy that all of you guys have expressed your interest in continuing and that you guys had a lot of fun. I personally had so much fun listening to you guys debate, listening to you guys find solutions to the coronavirus, and I was really happy with the results, and I hope to see you guys soon. Thank you.
Hey, what's up guys, I'm Ian. I was part of your crisis staff this weekend. I had a great time helping on producing some of the updates and adapting your arcs into the tweets. I thought that was a very fun thing. My favorite thing from this weekend was how well you guys got together in order to do what you did in committee. And I have to say, you guys did an incredible job. I hope you enjoyed the time you had, not only with each other, but taking part in this. And I hope that you look more, doing more of these in the future.
Hey everyone, my name is Joey Ruth and I was your breakout room police/moderator. I was also observing you guys during all your unmods and moderated caucuses, watching you guys speak. I just wanted to say thank you for attending. It was so much fun seeing all the creative ideas you guys had and how the committee progressed. It was very fun and I hope you guys had a really good time. Yeah, bye.
Hey everyone, this is Joaquin, one of your crisis staff, and I just wanted to say it was a privilege writing your crisis notes in committee, and one thing I enjoyed so much about this committee is seeing so many people from so many places around the world communicate together, work together, and finally create some sort of a friendship. And I think that's just incredible, and it's something really valuable that we witnessed this weekend. So again, I just want to thank you guys for everything, and hope to see you guys soon.
Hi everyone, my name is Rachel Ceballos and I was your co-chair from this weekend. I just really wanted to say thank you to everyone who participated in our online conference, and I just wanted to say that I really enjoyed seeing all of you guys come up here and debate and seeing the diversity within our delegates. Thank you so much for your cooperation and participation.
Guys, this is Merrick, your crisis director from this weekend. Just wanted to say thank you for everyone for participating in this weekend's CBMUN e-conference, and also wanted to say how amazing it was to see everyone's really great ideas coming together, both from your crisis notes and your directives. You guys had some really amazing ideas, and it really showed how well you guys could present those and make it work for the entire committee.
So, as chair of this committee, I'd like to thank my entire staff and my secretariat for making the first virtual conference possible. To my crisis director, Merrick, thank you so much for bringing the real-life situations of Jamaica into this committee, and for talking about those stranded on cruise ships and relating it to this committee, and always bringing in smaller, underdeveloped, and underprivileged nations into the conversation in these committees. To Joaquin, thank you for representing the interests of Mexico and for your star role as Prime Minister of Denmark. To Laura, or Ivanka Trump, thank you for becoming Princess of America and showing the urgent need to find the vaccine. To Ian, thank you for portraying the needs of the European Union and for speaking Polish as Donald Tusk, and for your amazing tweets. To Joey, thank you for moderating the unmods and reminding delegates of the needs to be diplomatic as well as assertive in their unmoderated caucuses. To Andrea, thank you for helping make this first iteration of the virtual conference as successful as possible by getting feedback from the delegates and helping us improve constantly. And to my phenomenal co-chair Rachel, thank you so much for helping me run this conference, making sure every delegate was heard from equitably, and for making me a better chair along the way. Delegates, it has been my privilege to chair this committee, our first ever virtual e-conference. We look forward to hosting yet another virtual conference in the near future, and continuing to participate in Model UN for as long as this real-life crisis continues. Nothing can stop us from expressing our desire to continue to lead the world and we stand in solidarity with everyone affected by this horrible pandemic. We urge everyone who participates in Model UN to continue to stand up for what's right, even if it's sometimes in isolation. Please consider donating to the WHO COVID Relief Fund as part of a sponsorship for this virtual conference. Thank you, delegates, and I now declare this first CBHS EMUN adjourned.